Hey everyone, it is livecamant, and yes, I am over here in China, but I'm coming at you today with a video to talk to you a little bit about one of my most valuable and amazing resources for finding those incredible live cameras that I love to make videos about, and I just love to go and visit in general. The resource I'm going to share with you today is a website called Insecam.org. Now, Insecam in the past had some controversy because some people had uploaded private videos or private video links to the site of things like their bathrooms and bedrooms, and didn't think to even have them password protected. And so people thought that Insecam was a site featuring these kind of cameras, and that really is not the case. Insecam long ago removed all of those type of cameras from their site and does not allow them anymore. And realistically, if you're posting live streams of your bathroom or your bedroom online with no password, it's not the fault of the viewers that people are seeing your private places. It's you. Stop being an idiot. If you must put cameras in those private places, at least have a password on it. Come on, it's 2024, people. You should know this. But anyway, nowadays, this site is simply fantastic. Now, the quality of the cameras on this site is a crapshoot. It can be up, it can be down. You can find PTZ cameras, that's pan, tilt, and zoom cameras. You can find very nice high quality cameras, and you can also find very low quality cameras depending on the time of day, the quality of the camera, the manufacturer, etc. But one thing you're going to find in excess is sheer numbers of interesting cameras. Now, what I like to do on my channel is search through those cameras and find the best ones to share with you. And of course, I will always provide direct links to those cameras as well. But I'm going to show you a few ways that I find those cameras today. So let's make this bigger and I'll show you what it's all about. Now, as you can see here, this is the Insecam main page. Now, this is one of the tricky spots for me. For whatever reason, I'm unable to come directly to the main page from a fresh browser window. Won't know why. That's just the way it seems to go. So what I typically have to do is open up an existing link I have to a live camera and then clicking the Insecam button up here in the top left corner. This brings me to the main page, and the main page is the popular online cams page. And as you can see, each of the pages on Insecam features 6 cameras. And in this particular case, it's not showing how many cameras there are until we click Start Browsing Popular Cameras. These cameras here are either new or recently come up. For example, we have Japan here, we have New Zealand, we have Netherlands, Romania, Russia. So as you can see already, there's a huge number of different types of cameras. Here's a little neighborhood camera. Here's a panoramic mountain scene. Here is another lovely in New Zealand ocean scene. This looks like a little neighborhood scene in the Netherlands. Quite low quality at the moment because it is nighttime, but who knows, in the daytime it might be better. And here is a clock or a digital display that might be used as some type of meter for a company, and instead of having to send technicians or people to go read those meters, if they simply put a live cam on it, they can check the meter and check the information any time of day. I'll show you some interesting cams in different countries that use this technology for exactly that purpose, monitoring water levels during floods, for example. But for now, let's click the Start Browsing Popular Online Cams and just see the sheer numbers of cameras available. So this is live cameras by rating. And as you can see, each page, like I said, has 6 cameras, though sometimes they go down, sometimes they're not available, but each page has 6 cameras, and there are almost 500 pages of cameras. So that means just under 3,000 cameras in this category alone. And to see any of those cameras, for example, this live camera in Sochi in the Russian Federation, this is a hotel lobby. You simply click the camera, and it will open up and show you what's going on. Obviously, this is a Christmas scene in the hotel, as we have trees everywhere, we have flashing lights, not a lot of people, but then again, it could very well be the middle of the night. So or very early in the morning, so there may not be anybody wandering around in the hotel at this time. Another very nice feature about this site is oftentimes the people that have posted the camera will also give some information. Oftentimes they'll give a history of the town or place the camera is located, or of the scene that you're seeing in the camera. For example, here it says, on entering this charming hotel, you will immediately sense it is a special, intimate atmosphere, own home. Each detail has been passionately chosen, and each room deserves a visit. Hotel mixes valuable antiques and original artworks with an unexpected, eclectic, contemporary twist. So it tells you a little bit about the hotel. If we scroll down a little further, we will get some information about the area. So this is the Russian Federation, the RU. The region is Krasnodar in Sochi. It gives the latitude and the longitude, if that's something that's interesting to you. It gives the zip code, the time zone, and even the manufacturer of the camera, which can be interesting to enthusiasts like myself, and I'll show you why in just a moment. If we scroll down a little further, we're going to get a map. And if we scroll in and out on this map, now, for whatever reason, the map itself is not displaying, but what it is showing is other relevant or similar cameras in the neighborhood, or when I say neighborhood, it could be hundreds of kilometers away, but these are cameras that you could also visit as well, just by simply clicking them and open up their pages and find other cameras nearby or similar to the one you're looking at. And also you can scroll down a bit and they will recommend some other cameras, again typically in the same area. So these all appear to be in the same type of location, possibly at different businesses, different street corners, etc. So Insecam gives you a lot of different options, but one of the options that a lot of people might miss on this site is that if you actually click the camera itself, this will typically bring you into the camera control interface. This is where you could possibly have the pan, tilt, and zoom controls, the quality controls of the camera. It will give you more information about the camera, and it may give you other options as well. Now, that said, oftentimes they will put some manner of security on these and won't allow the general public just to mess with their cameras. Sometimes they forget to do so, and people will put nasty messages on the camera or mess with the settings, point them at walls, things like that. So in this particular camera, we can see that the resolution is quite a bit better because the camera resolution is smaller, but on the main page it's a little bit lower because they've expanded the camera for us to be able to get more of a view. And here we don't have a lot of options. Typically PTZ options would be along the top or sides here, where we can pan, zoom, tilt the camera, etc. And there are many cameras that do that. But for the moment, all we have is the option to change the quality from motion JPEG to MPEG-4. And if we do that, sometimes if we pick a setting that the camera is not capable of, it will come back as a blank screen, or we will get some message saying that the camera is not able to do that. So I would typically go and change it back to motion JPEG so that people don't lose the view. But yeah, this is such a wild and interesting site, because not only does it give you the option to look at the cameras, but sometimes it gives you the option to actually play with the cameras as well. So then when you want to go back, you simply go back. And like I said, this is the first page. There are 487 pages. So what I will often do is just randomly click through the pages until I find something really interesting, something neat, and then I will share it with the general public. For example, here we've got rather an interesting scene in Russia. I'm going to open that up in a separate window because we've got this car parked in the middle of this long street, which is kind of interesting. We've got a beautiful looking beach scene in Osaka, Japan. We've got another beach scene in Palma, Spain. And these places are not too exciting right now, obviously, because there's not a lot of people, though maybe in Japan there are. It's the daytime there. And then we have in Taiwan, looks like it could be a business office or a lobby. This one in France also looks like a waiting room. It could be a doctor's office, could be a lobby of some kind. But let's take a look at what's going on in Russia here. So yeah, we've got this. Okay, I suppose this is a parking strip in the middle of the road, so that's why he's there, but there's nobody else around. This is the only car. This is a live camera. It does show the date, but it does not have the time on this one. But you can see cars driving by on the road behind. So this is absolutely a live camera. The quality is not spectacular at the moment because it is the middle of the night. And so therefore the camera resolution tends to drop to be able to add more light to the scene so you can see what's going on. So this is in St. Petersburg, the second largest city in Russia. It was founded on May 16th, 1703 under Peter I, when after defeating the Swedes, he decided to lay Peter and Paul Fortress on the Hare Island. It stretches within the city for 32 kilometers. The average width is 600 meters and depth is 24 meters. In autumn, floods often occur. So a little bit of history, a little bit of backstory about the camera itself. If we scroll down, there are a few. Well, in Russia there are a ton of cameras. Russia has tons of publicly available cameras. It's quite surprising. So yeah, so this again, if we clicked it, are we going to be able to get into the camera itself? Not too sure, but we'll take a look. And if we take a look over here in Palma, Spain, obviously it's the middle of the night. All the benches are stacked up. There still appears to be a few people walking on the beach. We don't have a timestamp or date on this one, but we can see the trees moving, the waves coming in. So this is obviously a live camera. And once again, we do get the camera information in Russia here. This is the Axis Q6115-E network camera, and it does look like we do have pan, zoom, and tilt controls. Control the brightness, the iris, the focus. Now, we're getting a non-responsive page. This could be due to the connection speed. It could also be that this camera is locked. Even though the controls might be visible when the page does eventually load, oftentimes they'll have passwords just to keep people from messing with the page. So we're not going to wait around for that because there's one more thing I want to show you on the main page itself. And that is, as much as randomly clicking through the live cameras will show you a lot of interesting things, there are a lot more options as well. For example, you can search by camera manufacturers if you're looking for a specific kind of camera or one that you know has pan, zoom, and tilt features. You can do so here. You can search by countries, and in the countries category, it will tell you which countries have the most cameras. For example, America has the most cameras available right now at 836, and Nigeria to Guam, these countries here have the least available on the website, so you can kind of tailor your search to that. My favorite place to go is here in Places, where you can search for advertisements, airports, barbershops, beaches, restaurants, whatever type of things you're interested in. My two favorite categories are, or three I guess, PTZ, because this will show you the pan, tilt, and zoom cameras, HQ, so you'll find more of the high quality cameras, and Street. Street is by far my favorite category. It does only have 16 pages, so therefore about 96-ish different cameras, but I love the street views because instead of the panoramic or kind of tourist cameras, this is where you get the real life. This is where you get what's actually going on in Colombia right now. It's not a huge view, but we're seeing that this is 7:54 in the evening on Christmas night. So you're going to see people walking around. You're going to see the different kind of vehicles available in Colombia and all sorts of interesting features like that a lot of the tourist cameras and panoramic landscape cameras just aren't going to show you. And I think these cameras have the potential to see a lot more of real life and interesting things going on. So I enjoy them a lot. And I hope you enjoy them too. Over the coming videos, coming months, possibly years, hopefully years, I will be showing you more of these cameras. Like I said, I spend a lot of my day just looking through these cameras, just purely out of interest, and sharing my experiences with you. So when I find a great camera, for example, this one, I'm going to take the link right up here. Even though you can see it in the camera, I'm going to include that in the description below the video so that you can go visit the camera yourself and see for yourself the very, very interesting things going on. These are not recorded videos. These are 100% live. So whereas it's 7:55 p.m. yesterday in Colombia, it's 8:55 a.m. here in China. So this is an actual live camera. You never know what you're going to see. This is, in my opinion, the epitome of reality TV, and I love it. I hope you love it too. If you enjoy this kind of content, you can really help the channel out by making sure you hit that subscribe button. Throw me a thumbs up if you like it. Throw me a thumbs down if you don't. But in any case, by interacting with the channel, it really helps the YouTube algorithm to find my videos and to share them with more people. In any case, thank you for joining me today. I look forward to making a lot more videos about this and many, many other sites that are now similar to this, with different quality cameras, different numbers of cameras, different locations, and I can't wait to share them all with you. But until then, have yourselves a fantastic day, and we will see you in the next video.